boom, boom. Because we need you, I really need you. Because we need you, I really need you. Ain't have no place like home. Because we need you, I really need you. Because we need you, I really need you. Come home to me, come home to me, come home to me. Don't I promise from today I go show. You know what I'm saying? Boom! 'Cause I will never let you down again.
Channel 114. Visit you. Channel 114. Visit you. Channel 114.
Well, it's time for the nightcapper here tonight at the Victoria Park, where the wind has picked up a bit. Not Leeward Predators, after that big thumping victory on the first day. Tonight taking on a Largo High team, and a Largo High team that has a fair amount of talent with it. Charlo, as I say good night to you, and certainly looking forward to this encounter.
Oh, definitely the last game of the night. So Largo Height, we have not seen them as yet, but we are looking forward for this encounter. We have seen North Leeward Predators. They have some pace, they have stamina, but we wait to see what Largo Height would offer.
Well, let's just go through the starting 11. Of course, in goal for the Predators, Tishana James. The rest of the squad, Kizian Providence, Kalani Shoy, Kamain, that's Canyon Douglas, Danella Crease, Semonique Laborde, Tia Laborde, Jamelia Alexander, Savon Fleury, Arika Hooper, and Latoya Clark. Starting 11 for Largo Height: Navia Richards, Rianne Broody, Reardon Nanton, Clenetta Broody, Kendra Isles, Mia Wilson, Altika Ben in goal, Shania Peters, Ariel Delplesh, Michaela Fergus, and Alika Rose. And both teams, of course, sporting players who have represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the national level. For the North Leeward Predators, of course, Arika Hooper and Danella Crease. And for the Largo Height team here tonight in goal, Altika Ben, the #1 custodian for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Shania Peters, of course, a player who has national experience. But it's kick-off, and Charlie can take it from here.
So it's Largo Height with it. Largo Height in the red tops and black trunks, and Predators in their black trunks and neon green tops. So it's still a Largo Height, knocking it around, finds the number 37. Looks to come to the middle, but cut out there by the Predators. The Predators would look to go forward. Nice ball, finds number 10. That's Samonique Laborde, but it's cut out by Largo Height. Number 24, good piece of work by 24, still with it. And in the end, it's Predators coming out with it, but goes down the left. When it goes out of touch, it's going to be a throw-in for Largo Height.
And immediately, Charlie, you know, this looks as if it's going to be a fast-paced game here tonight. Not the Predators, we know how fit they are, and it looks as if Largo Height is looking to match them.
Definitely. So here is good ball. Finds the number 3 in Tia Laborde. But Predators would still look to come forward. It's still with Predators. Good run going down there. It looks like Arika Hooper. And but still with it. She's a very nippy player. She's still with it. Dancing around the one. Gets around the defender. She's still with it. But the defender's holding strong. She goes back in defense. Finds her number 15 player. And it goes out of touch. And it's going to be a goal kick.
Well, straight away, Arika Hooper indeed showing her worth there on the left side, running at the defense for Largo Height. But you have to give them credit. They stuck with her all the way.
Stuck with her, not giving her the chance. So it's going to be a goal kick for Largo Height. And Atika Ben. And she boots it long downfield, and they're still with Predators. Predators still with it, but Largo Height is still in a tussle. She's not giving it up. And again, it goes out of touch. It's a throw-in for Predators. So Predators with a throw-in. Finds the Largo Height player. Puts it across field, but the defense for Predators there. Still looking for it. Predators. Alexander. And it goes out of touch for another throw-in for North Leeward Predators. But certainly Largo Height looks a busy team. Looking for number 24, who knocks it out of touch.
That's Shania Peters.
Shania Peters.
National player, and recently was all part of his SVG 2022. I think she was the second runner-up at that show.
And so throw-in, gets around there, finds number 3 in Tia Hooper. And he's been knocked out of touch. It's the first corner of the game. So we are in the 4th minute. So Predators have earned themselves a corner. The corner comes in. Looking for number 14 who got a boot on it. But the defense for Largo Height is still there. And there's the bungling. There goes the whistle. Our player is down. We're not sure which of the players, but there's some attention there. And
well, they're crowded around her, so it's difficult for us to pick up exactly who the player is. But yeah, but the physio is coming in, and let's to hope that all is well with that Largo Height player. But I like what I've seen thus far, Charlo. The North Leeward team, as we're pretty much aware, they're a fully fit bunch, sorry. But thus far, this Largo Height team has shown here tonight that they have the technical capability, and very importantly, they appear to be also a fit team.
Yes, they're looking to match the Predators, not going to allow the Predators to run away with anything. But it's good competition so far. It's early days yet, we're still in the 5th minute. But both teams seem prepared to run at each other. Yes, booted long downfield. Looking for some support. Finds the number 47, Delplesh. Delplesh goes down. Chips it down. And there is the number 42. That's Maya Wilson. Still back. Cut out there by Largo Height. And Largo Height inside the Predators' half, still with Largo Height. But cut out there by number 8 for Kalani Shoy for Predators. Good ball down the left flank. Looks for Arika Hooper, who comes in the middle. Chips it around, looking for some support. Hooper with a bit of pace. She has the defense to contend with. Hooper has a shot on goal, but well taken. Goalkeeper closing the angle well. And clutching that. And now boots it long downfield.
Well, that's Altika Bent for you, showing her skills here tonight indeed. She sort of teased the player to say, well, come on.
This is a good ball. Here is number 37, Rose. But she has a defender to contend with who knocks it out of touch. Providence. It's going to be a corner. It's Providence for North Leeward. And it's going to be, that's Kizzy and Providence. It's going to be a corner for Largo Height. So we have seen that both teams prepare to run at each other, and it appears as if it's going to be a very fast-paced game. And it's now spotted.
Wilson, Maya Wilson.
So Wilson. Nice long ball, but again knocked out of touch there by Providence for the Predators. So it's be another corner. Takes a short corner this time. Finds Shania Peters, but cut out by the Predators, and only back to Largo Height, who will come away with it. But Predators, we're still going against Largo Height. It's going to be a Predators ball, so it's going to be a free kick for North Leeward. Boots long downfield. Largo Height finds the number 3. Laborde. Laborde still with it. Number 2 has a shot on goal. Good save by Ben. And there's Arika Hooper looking to get a shot in, but the defense not giving her that opportunity. And Largo Height looking to come away with it. Still Largo Height in a tussle. They're still with it anyway. Still holding on. Spins, and she's away with it. Delplesh. But in the end, losing it to Arika Hooper, who now looks to cut through the center. Has about 3 red shirts. She's forced to go back in defense. Chips it across. Finds number 2. And there goes the whistle. Infringement call. And it's going to be a free kick for Predators. So that number 2, Jamelia Alexander, you remember her from the very first game.
Certainly. Had a good first game indeed for the North Leeward Predators. But
So
here's
Danella Crease.
national player.
So let's see what she will do. You can see Atika Ben just trying to position her wall. Free kick comes in, chips it over the wall, but tame ball for Atika Ben. That would create no problem at all. She just picked it up on the bounce and just slows things down a bit. Now she boosts it long downfield, looking for some support. Headed away there by Douglas for Predators. And it's Largo Height. Number 37, Rose. In a toss, it goes out of touch with Providence. It's a throw-in for Predators. And so Providence with that throw-in. Headed there by Peters, back up to Ben, out of touch, so another throw-in. Off the header, and again he's been knocked out of touch for the 3rd time. And it's going to be another throw-in. Nanton, Providence with it. Still finds Alexander, goes back to Providence, who finds Danella Crease, long downfield. But here is Hooper. Hooper has a defender to contend with. She stumbles, she goes down. And referee just blowing the whistle, seeking some support. And there was Hooper looking to get away from the defense.
It'll be interesting to see this replay as to whether or not Brody would have infringed on Arika Hooper in the process. She pulled up as if she was stepped on. See her there with still a little bit of a slight limp. But there was no whistle.
It's a goal kick for Largo Height. So he's still with Largo Height, finds Leeward. Comes back to Rose for nice ball for Largo Height, number 25 in Nanton. But it goes out of touch and it's going to be a throw-in for Largo Height. Quickly taken. Finds Nanton. Nanton in a tussle, goes back to Peters. Peters goes back in defense, finds her number 35. That's Isles. That number 26. And again, this has been knocked around. There's number 25.
Nanton, lovely
Cross,
ball.
this could be a danger. And my word, that went a begging, but certainly was a good ball. One-time shot, no direction, went high and wide. And
good ball there from
out of
Nanton.
touch.
Wilson getting the return ball, took the shot and over the crossbar. How unfortunate.
And it's going to be a goal kick for North Leeward Predators. So Largo Height certainly have looked impressive thus far.
Without a doubt.
And it's Providence. Providence coming down the left. Cut out there by Peters.
Well done.
Back to Rose. Rose gives it to Nanton. And good ball again, but there is the defense for Predators. So Largo Height look rather busy. And it's cut out there by, it says Crease now, clearing that. Long ball downfield, but goalkeeper Ben comes off her line, signal to her players to stay put. She has it covered. And now she boots it downfield. Finds the number 30 in Richards. But Predators would come away with it. Number 10 knocking it around. And again, there is Peters, who rather busy. Predators still with it. And Rose. Rose has Alexander. Alexander gets around Rose, but she's been brought down in the end. And it's going to be a free kick for Predators. So Predators absorbing a bit of pressure, now looking to put some pressure back on Largo Height, who have had the early runnings in the first few minutes. We are in the 14th minute. Crease boots it downfield, looking for her player, Arika Hooper, but still in a tussle. Hooper is still there, still not cleared. Laborde, and off the player for Largo Heights is going to be a throw-in for the Predators. So Laborde quickly taken, looking to find Alexander, but Peters is there, and in the end it knocked out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Predators, but Peters seemed to be in a no-nonsense mood, Eddie.
Yes, Shania, certainly, of course, she's not giving any space to any of the Predators players.
So Alexander with it, still has Rose to contend with, who goes out of touch. It's going to be a corner. So Predators earn themselves a corner. And I tell Laborde to take that corner. See a couple neon green tops in that penalty area. Corner comes in, knocked away there by Rose. But here is Danella Crease. Crease has Rose, still get around that. Crease with a shot wide of the upright. It goes out of touch. It's going to be a goal kick for Largo Height. So interesting encounter so far.
Well, after the first 15 and a half minutes, of course, 0-0. And there you see on your screen, Shania Peters, looking a little winded. But of course, a player who has experience at this level. And a lot will depend on her, along with the likes of Altika Ben, certainly to ensure that this Largo Height team here tonight, of course, put up a fight against the North Leeward Predators. Ball upfield. It's in the path of, it looks like Laborde, knocking it forward, but could only find a red shirt. And there is Broody getting there first. Ball out in the path of Nanton, but it goes there to Danella Crease. And the Rose is in the middle of the park there for Largo Height, being pressured a bit, but leaves it there for Delplesh. And the North Leeward Predators will try to come up the left side. Ball now in the middle there to Clark, couldn't get there. And Rose seems to be just all over the field here tonight.
Energetic.
Yeah, there's Peters cutting one out, finds the young diminutive Wilson, and it's booted up field there by Providence. But could only find Broody for Largo Height. One of two Broodies here tonight playing for Largo Height. Here's Rose now going to her left to Wilson. Has Providence ahead of her as well. Wilson twisting and turning, still has possession. But Providence keeping there with her. Goes to the ground. There's the whistle now. And infringement against Wilson, Providence. But good work there by young Wilson.
Definitely, she looks impressive. Spinning and really a touch of class.
Definitely. There you see the replay of that foul. And Wilson's going to leave it. And the big Broody wearing the number 26 shirt. That's Clenetta Broody.
Clenetta Broody
will come in. And no doubt she'll try.
Broody, number 41.
Yeah, she'll try to thump this one as much as possible into the 18-yard box. Let's see what she does with it. Good one. Heads her up and comes back out there. It's Providence. Knocks it. I was looking there for Alexander. Finds Alexander. Cuts into the middle now. Closely marked. Has she had too many red shirts around her. Here's the young Wilson again. Providence is there. Goes into the middle. Finds what looks like Rose. And ball comes back out there for Nanton. Puts it onto the left side there for Wilson. quite a diminutive player. Has Leeward ahead of her. Does well to find Nanton, but the first touch was not the best. And there was Danella Crease getting herself into a bit of a mix-up. But luckily it was cleared. And Predators still with possession. There is now a shot coming in, but it's an easy tame one there for goalkeeper James. Absolutely no problem. And just slowing things down, saying to her squad, well, girls, let's try to calm it down and try to ensure that this Largo High team doesn't come to us too hard. Altika Ben, of course, national custodian and goalkeeper here for Largo Height, booting it upfield. Danella Crease was there, but she couldn't get there, and there's a battle for possession in the middle of the park. Arika Hooper, it looks like, robbed of it. And here comes Nanton, but Providence is there, finds her number 3, who turns very quickly. Closely marked, and good work there by Wilson. Broody picking it up. Shania Peters is there, whistle going, infringement against the North Leeward Predators team. And a free kick, of course, to Largo Height. To be taken by Shania Peters. Floats it into the middle, searching ball there, good one. And they'll now try to come forward. Cut out a bit, but ball comes back into the path of Arika Hooper. Skips past one, Hooper, but has Isles. With good work by Isles, because had she given Hooper any space whatsoever, could have spelled some trouble.
I think the defense would have been beaten.
So that's Isles, and it's going to be a goal kick, of course, for the North Leeward Predators, to be taken by their goalkeeper James.
I think Kendra Isles, Eddie, I think is the daughter of Ken Isles.
Might very well be correct as far as that is concerned. Here's Leeward in defense, working it upfield. Shania's there, but Nanton gets there first for Largo Height. Takes a ball into the middle. Possibly was looking there for Wilson, but it was just too much ahead of her. Couldn't get there. And another goal kick for the Predators. James with ball in hand there. And just spots it. Taking her time here tonight, James. Realizing it's a fairly well-paced game here tonight. And any opportunity she gets, trying to slow it down here for the North Leeward Predators. It's with now Arika Hooper. Hooper, closely marked, still hanging on to it, and forced to go back. And there is, well, an opportunity possibly there for Largo Heights. The young, diminutive Wilson getting a shot in, but didn't have the power. And in the end, volleyed upfield there by goalkeeper James. That one is off the head of Isles. Back to goalkeeper Ben. And then control on the first attempt, but had enough real estate behind her to recover, and knocks it onto the right side now. Here is Largo Height now pressing on the right side. Ball knocked in there into path of what looks like, is that Delplesh? Closely marked. Coming back out. And Rose. She's been a bit of a rose in the midfield tonight here for Largo Height. She certainly worked her magic. Lovely ball there on the right side. And tussle for possession, not giving up, either player not giving up there. And the flag is up, whistle going. It's against the North Leeward Predators player. Free kick to Largo Height. And what we saw just a while ago shows the intensity of this game here tonight, Charlo.
Definitely the intensity is there, but it seems as Largo Height having the early runnings.
So free kick to be taken, and going across to take this free kick for Largo Heights is Richards. Navia Richards floats it in. James has missed it, and I believe it came off the head of Rose. Out of touch for a goal
James
kick.
was certainly beaten there.
Yes, he was. Let's have a look at it again as we have this replay. Ball coming in. And missed there by James onto the head of Rose. And, well, how did she miss it? Because there was a big gaping goal all waiting there.
And you can see the disappointment in her reaction.
James goes to her left. And there's looks like Arika Hooper. Knock it into the middle, but finds Wilson. Ricochets off of her. Nanton, sorry, that's, is that Delplesh?
You can see Hooper holding on to the back of her leg.
Twisting and turning.
Yes, Delplesh.
Yes. And you have to give, certainly, well, Brody now with a long shot there. But it's going to be easy there for goalkeeper James. But Largo Heights, they soaked up the early pressure, certainly, and they're now coming at this North Leeward Predators team. And as Brody missed that one, Shania Peters is there. Altika Ben is off her line. She has to be careful. And in the end, I believe it's going to be a corner kick for the North Leeward Predators. Going across there, it looks as if it's going to be Laborde with the number 3 shirt. There are 2 Labordes for North Leeward, right?
There's 2 Labordes in terms of Tia Laborde. That's the number 3. And number 10, Somonique Laborde.
And players on the turf there for North Leeward. Looks as if it's Arika Hooper. And of course, you would have noticed that she was favoring that right leg. It's now been asked the stretcher to come in. Therefore,
and if she's unable to continue, it would be a big miss for North Leeward Predators.
Certainly, she is that live wire for this North Leeward team, and it certainly will be a disappointment for them if she has to leave at this time. We're just about 25 minutes into the game, and she's going to be stretchered off. Quite naturally, they're going to try and work on her as much as possible to ensure that they can possibly get her back in, because this Largo Heights team is showing here tonight that they're not going to lie down for the Predators, as Hooper now being stretchered off, and that's to hope that she will be able to get back in and continue to provide her service here tonight for the North Leeward team. So still 0-0, and the Predators, of course, with a corner kick. Tia Laborde should be taking the corner kick. So North Leeward Predators down to 10. Kick is taken. Top of the 18-yard box, comes back out. Danella Crease is there. So to Shania Peters. Knocks it upfield out there to Wilson. And couldn't keep it in, Wilson. So it's going to be turned over to the Predators through a throw-in. So Providence, one of the twins from North Leeward, Kizian Providence, to take the throw. And Erika Hooper is below us, and it's not looking too good, Charlo. She's in a lion position. Coach is having a bit of a conversation with her as play continues. Danella Crease puts it into the path of Tia Laborde. The cross comes in. It's a looping one. Altika Ben collects it comfortably, showing a capability in the uprights here for Largo Heights. And there's Douglas in a bit of a battle there with Rose. Ball fell nicely now for Laborde. And she now battling with Shania Peters, who got a boot in there, knocking it away. And throw quickly taken now by Laborde. Finds Alexander, turns nicely, gets past Brody. Shot comes in there, and well, it was a tricky one for goalkeeper Altika Ben. A good shot, of course, coming in from Danella Crease, but Ben
covering well,
and that is what saved her. Because she didn't collect it, but it did enough to parry it in front of her, and then, of course, cleaned it up after. So, battle for possession there on the far side, as the Predators player couldn't keep it in, and it is going to be a throw-in for, well, it's off the Largo Heights player, is it? Yes. So Kalani Shoy.
Referee just indicating to her where she should take that throw from.
Shoy looking there for Danella Crease, but it's nodded away by Delplesh, and The Red Roses of Largo Height, if I can call them that. Hanging on to possession, and player going down, fouled in the process, is it? Well, it's for Largo Height. I was a little confused there by the referee. He was pointing towards the Largo Height goal and then had to check himself and say, wait, sorry. It's actually in favor of Largo Height. Altika Ben to take this free kick. And into the back of Isles, picked up there by Clark, and Isles battling for all the world. Ben couldn't pick it up, but volleyed it upfield and averting the danger there for Largo Height. There is Danella Crease. Looks there for Tia Laborde, but it's overweighted. And a throw-in once again for Largo Height in this, the 29th minute. Still 0-0. And pretty interesting encounter that is taking place here tonight at the Victoria Park. Good conditions weather-wise. There's a nice flowing breeze coming across the outfield. And the lasses out there should be feeling pretty okay as to how things are going weather-wise. Here is Wilson with Providence. Ball back into the path of Nanton. Gives Wilson the return ball, but I believe Douglas is going to get there first and just knocks it out of touch. Throw in there to Largo Height. Wilson is going to leave it for Shania Peters. And Peters now takes the throw to Nanton. Back to Peters, knocks it in. Came off of Alexander. Wilson picks it up. But there were just too many North Leeward players there, and in the end it was booted out. Picked up nonetheless by what looks like well, it was actually Delpech on the far side over there, as Hooper now comes back in for North Leeward Predators. So good to see Hooper back in. And Altika Ben is going to take this free kick for Largo Heights. So Ben probably going to try and get this one at probably the top of the 18-yard box. There's a ball coming into the path. Well, the flag is up. Kick went over the crossbar nonetheless. But Richards found to be offside. It was clearly offside. It was way ahead of the defense there for the Predators. And it's going to be a free kick to be taken. Goalkeeper James spots as if it's a goal kick, but it's actually a free kick. Douglas finds Danella Crease. Turns very quickly. Looks for Laborde and a nice diagonal breaking ball, but here is Altika Ben reading it very quickly indeed off her line and mopping things up there for Largo Height. But there you see a bit of a blemish coming from Shania Peters. And it's going to be a throw-in to be taken by Kizian Providence for North Leeward Predators. Providence finds Alexander. Closely marked there by, well, still doing enough, and a good boot coming in there from Isles. But here's Arika Hooper, and showing that she's still very much in good nick. Skips past one and decides to come back. The cross is in and across the face of the goal there. Didn't touch anyone, and it's going to be a goal kick for the team from Largo Height. The ladies of Largo Height, they've certainly been having a good time in the middle thus far, matching this North Leeward team all the way. Have had their fair share of opportunities on either side, both teams. As now we see Kizian Providence going down, and the physio is in to give her some attention. Quite a diminutive player out of North Leeward. Attention there to Kizian Providence. Of course, her sister Kasian not starting tonight. As play continues, there's Broody. Knocking it back to Shania Peters. But ball picked up there now by Alexander. Skips past. Well, she was looking to get past Isles, but Isles showed a true worth in defense there. Knocking it out. The Predators will try to come forward. Nanton is there for Largo Height nonetheless. And a good defensive work in the end from the Predators. But here's Isles. She is a stocky player, but certainly it's very difficult to get past her. She places one on the right side. Rose is over there, looking for the return ball. She goes in and gives the assistance to her fellow player. Battle for possession and won by the North Leeward Predators player, giving it up. And the ball worked into the middle. But there's Danella Crease there for Predators. Delflesh now finds Wilson. Whistle going. And I figured that should have been an advantage, but nonetheless, Delflesh is down in a heap. So that being the case, I think the referee was right in calling that one, Charles.
Yes, definitely. So again, it's still 0-0. But Largo Height looking rather impressive, putting the pressure on North Leeward Predators. So Predators, there's a free kick for Largo Height, about some 15 yards outside the 18-yard box. Chips it in, long ball into.
Good one there from Broody.
Just over the crossbar.
Good one, because James was beaten. She seemed as if she didn't really knew much about that one. Let's look at it again. Right footer there from Broody as it came in, and it was dipping all the way. James at the last moment was stretching there, and it was just over the crossbar.
So it's out. It's still with Largo Height. Largo Height with it. Largo Height still coming forward.
Still Flesh.
And a shot at goal. It's wide. James covers it well. And danger averted. Now she boots it downfield. Looking to find, but it goes out of touch. And it's going to be a throw-in for Largo Height. So Peters gives it to Broody. Goes back to Peters. Comes across. Danella Crease is there. Chips it downfield, but only to find Peters in the way. Peters looks up, looking for some support. And good piece of work by Wilson, but cut out there by Providence. And now she goes across field.
Delflesh.
So it's Delflesh gives it up. That is
nice work
I
there.
was looking for Rose. The cross comes in. James covers it well and just slows things down a bit. As referee just having a word there with Rose for Largo Height. And
well, the referee's indicating that it ought to be a free kick and not a situation where the goalkeeper's having a kickoff.
So it's booted downfield. Finds Arika Hooper. Hooper has a Largo Height player to contend with. Loses it. Alexander is there for Predators. Goes across field, but giving it away. And in the end, back to Predators, number 13. And shot at goal. It goes out of touch. It's going to be a goal kick for North Leeward Predators. So Predators 0, Largo Height 0. Good crowd in, rather patient. James goes to her left as he booted downfield, only to find Nanton, but cut out by Providence. Providence gives it to Danella Crease. Crease has Broody, off Broody, finds Delflesh, and again Crease there, but Isles in, and she just shadows it and allows it for Altika Ben to boot it downfield and out of touch for a throw-in for North Leeward Predators.
These two stocky defenders for Largo Height in Broody and Isles. There's no lethargy coming from them. They're certainly showing their true worth in defense here tonight.
Definitely. So here is Predators looking to come forward, looking to find Hooper. Hooper gets around one. Hooper looks up. She's looking to cut back into middle. and off the defender. And there's Altika Ben tidying up.
Well, if you notice there, Charlo, from the time she broke down the left side, there were two defenders there with her. And she worked to weave the magic. But by the time that happened, of course, the defense was able to mop things up there for Largo High. But let's see what happens here.
So here is Hooper again. Again, it's been knocked out of touch. It's going to be a corner. So a corner for Predators. So the deadlock yet to be broken. We're in the 39th minute. Let's see. Dominique Laborde with that corner. The number 10.
Not the best of corner kick there from Laborde.
And there is Danella Crease in it. Gets around a defender, but she still have that red top to deal with. An infringement call is going to be a free kick for Largo Height. So Largo Height leaves it now to goalkeeper Altika Ben. The experienced Ben. Long ball downfield. And the offside flag is up.
That's Richards.
That's very, very visible from here. Richards along with Wilson. Is Wilson?
It is Wilson.
Both were in offside position. And it's going to be a free kick for the Predators. So Douglas now leaves it for Crease. So there is Laborde, who has Peters to contend with. Peters getting around Laborde. And in the end, it goes out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Predators. So Peters and Brody, as well as Isles, have really been very strong in defense for Largo Height.
Certainly, Charlo. They do have a good defense, this Largo High team. And indeed, the likes of Wilson and Rose quite touched their handful going forward also. We can't forget Nanton.
So it goes out of touch. And I think it will be a corner for the Predators. So they look rather balanced because you have three players who have been very good in the defense, and you have the likes of Wilson and
Rose, as I mentioned.
Nanton, the likes up in front. So they can really put some pressure on. I'm certainly impressed with what I've seen thus far from Largo Height. And so the corner for the Predators, still 0-0. We are in the 42nd minute of this encounter. Corner comes in and
it's out of touch.
Goes out of touch. It's a goal kick for Largo Height. So Altika Ben. They put it long downfield. There is Rose. Rose controls well. He's as a defender, but Indian losing it. Laborde chips it forward, looking for Alexander, but there is Brody.
And also Peterson and giving the assistance.
Two defenders not giving her the room. And now it's booted downfield on the far right. So it's Predators still with it, but losing it to Largo Height. But she's stuck with it. It goes out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in for the Predators inside their own half. So looking for Danella Crease. But there is Largo Height coming away, but cut out there by Predators, only to give it back to Nanton for Largo Height. There is Wilson in, and this is wide.
Unbelievable.
Certainly.
She did all the work.
Yes, the defense was beaten, so too was the goalkeeper. And in the end, just Couldn't get the boot in, it went wide.
Well, all she had to do there was just simply walk it in. Because as you said, the defense was beaten. She got around goalkeeper James quite comfortably. And, well, the final touch, unbelievable. But that's how the cookie crumbled.
And she held her head in disbelief. So it's still a Largo height inside the Predators' half. Nanton goes chips it across. But in the end, Richards now with it for Largo height. Comes across. And again, this is knocking around. Predators still looking to clear that out of their own half. And fortunately, they have not. And Clark now will come away with it. Clark goes back in defense to Hooper. Hooper to Laborde. Looks for crease. Finds Tia Laborde. Laborde looking for a center, but Dinella crease seems to be beaten, seems to be winded. And there is Isles clearing it now. Finds Alexander. Alexander looking to come forward. But Dinella's crease looks as if she's struggling, Eddie.
Yes, it appears that way.
There's a whistle against the Predators. It's going to be a free kick for...
Well, Crease got a knock in the last game against OVR. As a matter of fact, she had to be substituted and because of that injury. And I don't know if it's a situation where it's now reoccurring, but we'll see how things go as the game proceeds.
Definitely. So it's Broody. Gives it to Peters. Peters knocks it back. Looking for Broody, but a poor pass. And there was Laborde. Not a good touch. And the shot comes in. This goes go out of touch. It's going to be a corner for Largo height. But really, for the first time, I think I can see
1 minute extra time.
Predators under a bit of pressure.
Yes, and it's 1 minute extra time.
So there's 1 minute of extra time granted. So Wilson finds Nanton. And again losing it. And there is a shot and goal off the defense. Referee says to play on. Alexander come away with it, but only to find Peters, who knocks it back. Looking to find Wilson. And again, Dinella Crease gives it to Tia Laborde. Crease is there, looking to get around the defense.
And there's Dinella Crease. She's just, her hands are just going all over.
It's certainly as if this was going to spank her on her hand for being naughty. There's Providence to Laborde. And that's the whistle for the end of the first half. But it's a very interesting first half, really. It's still 0-0, but I would say Largo height, I give the better of the exchange for the first
certainly,
half.
Largo height has shown here tonight that they certainly have within their ranks the talent, and I'm pretty much impressed in what they've brought to the table here tonight. The likes of Wilson, a young, diminutive player indeed, had the opportunity about some 5 minutes ago to have the go-ahead goal. It didn't happen, but outside of that, they've shown on several occasions that, as I mentioned before, they do have the skill to match this North Leeward Predators team that is a fully fit team, and a team that certainly has a fair amount of national players within their ranks. So with the other 45 minutes to come, it promises to be quite an interesting encounter as we continue here tonight.
Definitely, and we look forward for that.
So we take a break and we come back with the next 45. Keep it right with us here on VC3, all on our channel 114. We're also live on Facebook.
St. Augustine to make a donation of some school supplies for the school for children with special needs. As a society, sometimes we tend to isolate people and children with disabilities, and it's important that we remember, not because someone has a disability, that they are a less functional member of society. It is also important that we try to cultivate a sense of belonging for people, especially children with disabilities, expose them to social opportunities that every other child will have.
Well, a typical day, the students come to school. Most times we offer them breakfast. There's a sponsor who usually sponsors us, getting the ingredients for us to really make breakfast for them. So most of them come looking forward for that breakfast because we know most of them come from a background that, a social economic status that really doesn't cater to that. So when they come, we give them breakfast, and then school starts at 8:45 a.m. They go into their classrooms. In my classroom, I normally start with soccer time. And that's the time we usually go, who is at school today, the days of the week, and all of that. Just for them to get their personal information out, for them to know the days of the week, because that's another thing. Many of them come to school not knowing what today is, what tomorrow will be. So I normally start with circle time. After that, we go into a little math. As much as we have students here with disabilities, we still have to do the academics. It's not the rigorous academics that you would find in the primary school. We adopt it as much as possible for them to fit their individual needs. So we will do math, and then we go into language, because we have to also give them a little time to breathe. So sometimes we will do some free play for them to just recuperate and, you know, get those cognitive skills going once more. There's no perfect class. With the disabilities we have here, we have children who have autism, we have intellectual disability coupled with Down syndrome. They're not grouped with according to their disability, they're really grouped according to their ability. So if we figure we can have students who can read at a certain level, who are able to manage this, who are able to communicate, because we have some students that are non-verbal as well, and they're in a class that has others who are speaking. So we kind of group them for them to come out of their shell a little bit and, you know, learn some new vocabulary and actually be able to speak. So they're grouped, yes. We're looking at the age. So we take age into a factor, we take age into a factor, we take the disability into a factor. But those are not the only circumstances, those are not the only things that we look at. So it's really broad. So you'll find some students who are 8, some who are 10, and then some who are not really versed in the academics, but the social skills as well, because you have to look at the social skills. Well, they leave here at the age of 21. We'll know that they have successfully passed and be able to move on. Sometimes they leave here without really having the academics, but we look at the skills as well. So there's a woodwork shop downstairs. If we know that you're not able to do the academics, then you learn a skill. There's agriculture. We had the agriculture going on there, but the soil is not really that good, and sometimes when we plant, the produce die. But we make sure that when you leave, you're leaving with a skill, you're leaving being independent than when you first came.
Today, I really hope that this project inspires someone else to donate, especially to someone with a disability.
Well, welcome back, and we are just about to witness the start of the second half here tonight in this encounter with North Leeward Predators. They're taking on Largo Heights in the National Cup Championships as far as females are concerned. 0-0 after the first 45 minutes, and looks as if there's going to be a substitution on the part of the North Leeward Predators. Notice that player winning number 18, Kishona George, is about to come in and will be replacing Latoya Clark. So George replacing Clark. As far as the Largo High team is concerned, it doesn't look as if there's any substitution. So we certainly look forward to see how this very enthralling encounter will unfold. Here is Laborde, Simonique Laborde, knocking one on the right side. And ball floated forward, but only find the big Broody there, who knocked it back up. Found Simonique Laborde into the path of Danella Crease. Skips past Delplesh. And Hooper was looking to give her the return ball there, but picked up by Delplesh. And Largo Heights will now try to press forward with Wilson on the left side, but I believe it's going to run out of touch. And, well, Wilson kept it in. And now let's see if she can get past Douglas. Cross comes in, but it's going to be easy there for goalkeeper James. And there you see the never say die attitude of young Wilson.
Yes, he's a busy player, good quality player. I like what I see.
We just need to get our microphones fixed there. Not hearing Charles, but ball knocked out there by Nanton. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Predators, taken by Danella Crease. Was looking there for Hooper, who got a hand in the face there from Miles. Not deliberate. And whistle going nonetheless. It's going to be a free kick to the North Leeward Predators. The referee just having a quick word there with Isles. But as I said, certainly was not deliberate.
But a pretty good angle as well here for the Predators.
Certainly it is. There's Danella Crease. Looks as if she's going to take this one. And two-man wall being put in place by the Largo High team, now being shown the right distance from the ball. Nanton, one of those players in the wall. As we see goalkeeper Altika Ben ensuring that wall is properly in place. Danella Crease lines up, floats it in, and easy one there for Ben. She had to stretch a little bit, but
it's going against the wind as well.
Certainly, but here is Wilson.
But I thought Wilson would have been offside, but the flag still was kept down.
She managed to get a bit of a shot in there, but it was tame and easy. And now
she goes down.
Yeah, she was on the turf there. And a heap. And we wait to see what exactly is going to happen. But she's quickly back up there, Wilson. I don't know if she was...
Too early for a breather.
Got back up very, very quickly indeed. And now we see James just getting the ball there from the referee. And she boots it upfield, looking there for Rika Hooper, who has Isles with her. Hooper nods it further ahead, takes a shot, and it's wide. But you have to give goalkeeper James some credit there. She booted that one upfield, saw that Hooper had a bit of a space ahead of her, and Hooper obliged taking a shot, but it was pretty much wide. And Indian, no problem there for Altika Ben and her Largo High team.
But one of the things I will say about the two goalkeepers that we have seen tonight, they have that ability to kick the ball long downfield. We did not see that from the first two games.
Well, here is Richards knocking that one forward. She's looking for Delplesh, but it comes back out now to Danella Crease of the Predators. Getting a first touch there is George. Crease now on the left side, but Nanton, well, goes down in a heap, and she would have been touched there. Again, I don't think it was deliberate on the part of Crease. It'd be interesting to see the result, but Nanton seems to be in quite a lot of pain there. She's certainly seemed to be in a lot of discomfort, and might just very well be the flaring of the hands that would have caught her.
Just wondering if when she fell, she hit her head as well.
Well, there she is getting some attention, and let's to hope that it works out well there for Nanton. There you see, meantime, coach of the North Leeward team having a word with Danella Crease.
And now they're signaling for the stretcher.
Yeah. So Nanton being fitted onto the stretcher.
Premier Division continues tomorrow. The big game. The UFC versus Pesco Partials.
So now being taken off there, Nanton. And let's to hope that all is well. It's just a situation where she probably just needs a breather, a bit of an attention, and all hopefully should be well with Nanton. Meantime, the Largo High team, they're down to 10 players. Altika Ben takes the free kick. It's knocked into the path there of Delplesh. Richards was there. Ricochets now for Danella Crease. Crease goes to her right. That's looks like Providence. Simonia Lebaud back to Crease. And in the end, it's picked up there by Delplesh for Largo Height. Ball knocked forward. Wilson's off. Douglas is in close attendance, but Wilson's very quick indeed. And couldn't get around Douglas that time. Well, in the end, she goes down in a heap. There's I think it's a situation where body for body, she was certainly outdone.
Well, certainly
Wilson.
in comparison, this is really no match.
Shania Peters with possession, but robbed of it. And now not Leeward on the right side, but Peters comes back and recovers quickly. Broody in a no-nonsense mood, booting it away, saying, well, you're not going to get in here before you take your chances from the corner flag. So
Peters still sticking with it, not giving up at all.
Without a doubt. So Alexander goes across now to take this corner kick for North Leeward Predators team. One that is cut out there by Shania Peters, and just knocks it into no man's land, so to speak, but knocked back there by Alexander. Floats it in. And here's Wilson again in a battle for possession on the far side. Seemed to have gotten a bit of a knock in her face. Play continues nonetheless as Broody comes out there for Largo Height and goes back to goalkeeper Altika Ben, who can pick it up. And Ben knocks it upfield, but could only find Shoy for North Leeward. So Largo Height soaking up a bit of a pressure here at this point in time. And here comes Alexander. Pacey indeed, cuts in, but cuts into a couple of red shirts. Comes back up for Danella Crease, and Alexander getting the shot in the end. And it was easy there for Altika Ben. Not going to beat Ben with such a kick. As she boots it upfield now. Searching one there, looking for Rose. And Rose could have done a little better there with the timing. Giving it up to the North Leeward Predators, who will take a throw in. And And it looks as if we're going to be having a substitution.
Yes, we're going to have a substitution.
So
Number 32, IKEA Providence goes in. And who comes off?
I've seen I thought I saw number 28.
Number 28. I've seen that.
Meantime, play continues. Here's Isles with possession. Knocks it upfield. Was looking there for Fergus. No, Fergus gets possession. Danella Crease is on the ground there, taking her boot off. Crease. And I believe it's probably a situation where Nanton might have very well been substituted. I don't know if there was a mix-up with the numbers, but remember Nanton came off on the stretcher.
25, number 25.
So IKEA Providence coming in for Largo Height, and there's going to be another substitution for the Predators. They're wearing number 31 shirt. Layla Carter prepares to come in. Meantime, Danella Crease is still there getting some attention. And now the stretcher is coming in, and it looks as if Danella Crease might very well be substituted.
Yes, I think she will be substituted. So off would come Crease, and on goes Carter.
Yes. So, in a second successive game, being stretched off and having to be substituted, Danella Crease.
But I did indicate in the first half that at one stage she looks as if she was struggling.
And there you see number 31 going in, but the official has number 37. Quite unfortunate. But it's actually Layla Carter who's in. As here comes Delplesh now for good ball into the path of Rose. But Alexander's there. Rose was trying to get around her. And James, as to why she didn't pick that up, all left to be seen as it comes back out there to Shania Peters in a tussle. And Brody momentarily blocking it. But it's back there for the Largo Height defense to clear. Going so off the boot of yeah, that's Rianne Brody. So there are two Brodies in defense. Yes. In Clenetta Brody and Rianne Brody, who's there battling once again. And it's going to be a train to the Predators, taken there by George. Was looking there for Rika Hooper, but Rianne Brody got there first and knocking it out.
Not giving Hooper any chance whatsoever.
George. And there was a little elbow there, not picked up by the official. And here's the diminutive Wilson. But Providence was there right in time to just knock it out.
And how quickly she recovers.
Yeah. Brody knocks it across the field. Let's see if she can keep this one in. Didn't do too badly at all, but Shoy was there. Flag is up. Infringement against the North Leeward Predators. Well, it's actually against Largo Heights. Isles has Hooper to contend with, and now getting the first touch there was Carter. Ball floated in. Pen is off her line, and it's over the crossbar. There off the boot of Erika Hooper. Isles goes down in a hump and a clump, should I speak. And now we see the official is asking for the physio to come in. So there have been a fair amount of injuries in this one. As former national player Barrow, national defender, going in doing physio duties for this Largo High team.
But Al's back on her feet. She makes her way to the sideline.
Ben was a little lucky a while ago. I think she would have probably left the line a little too early. And Erika Hooper spotting it. Yes, spotting the fact that she came off her line quickly and was able, unfortunately, to just tuck it over the crossbar as opposed to it going in. But that one was well judged there by goalkeeper Ben. Of course, one remembers at the last Woodland Islands tournament held in St. Vincent and when she came out as the #1 goalkeeper. Here's Shania, well, Richards taking a shot, but
wide and aimless.
Yes. So there's Delplesh knowing to herself that she should have done a little better. She certainly was ahead of the defense there for the North Leeward Predators. But here is ball coming into the 18-yard box, and there's a number of red shirts. Is Wilson, so too is Delplesh. And in the end, goes out of touch. It's going to be
a corner.
A corner
Seems
kick.
to be off the defender.
One thing I've noticed, we have not had that pace that we had in the first half, Charlo. And maybe it's a situation where the teams are in just the first 15 minutes of the second half, although battling for possession, fully aware of the fact that, you know, the other team is capable of working a little bit of a magic as this one comes in, and it's going to be
Goes out of touch.
a goal kick this time for the North Leeward for the Predators. Yes.
Yes, and so both teams still looking to break the deadlock.
Yeah, they're looking a little tentative in the second half, but we'll all see what happens as the game continues. Douglas Stone picking it up for the Predators. Finds Providence, and Providence losing possession. And now Wilson with it to Delplesh. Delplesh couldn't get past
Alexander
in defense there, and comes back out, but there's the big Broody battling there with Arika Hooper and fouling her in the process.
And I think there's the first card that would be issued. I think I see, yes, Broody getting a yellow.
Yes, she was holding on to her shirt and tugging and pulling, and a deserving yellow card there for Broody.
So Broody decides, I'm not going to allow you to go forward. I take that one for the team. And so she has picked up a yellow. And Alexander with that free kick for North Leeward Predators. Here's Alexander with a shot, lobs over the head, but tame ball for Altika. Ben really had no difficulty in collecting that, and he boots it long downfield. But James was rather reluctant to come off her line. And there was Clark shadowing it, and there is referee having a quiet word there.
Well, Rose
ran into the goalkeeper. And referee now just ensuring to find out if James...
Well, goalkeeper James
okay.
looked as if she was going for a walk in the park. She was simply taking her time to come forward.
She saunters forward, really with no purpose. But there was Clark shadowing it. So there was Peters knocking it back upfield to only to find Rose. Rose looking for Wilson. Does so. Wilson has a defender. Goes back to Richards. Was a shot on goal, and there is James coming off a line and collects easily. Score remains 0-0. And she boots it downfield rather casually. There is Peters. And Hooper was there. But Providence watches it go out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in for North Leeward Predators. It's Predators looking to come forward. Long ball. And
pretty high boot there.
there's no whistle, but Providence with it, chips it across. It's still Predators as he gets around the defense. Cross comes in looking for, and he's been knocked out of touch. And down goes the player, looks like Brody. And no, it looks like Peters.
Yeah, Peters is down.
And it's going to be a corner.
Well, Peters moments ago seemed to have fell badly just past the half line. And now being placed under a bit of a pressure, they're asked to do a bit of work in defense. Seems to have aggravated what would have happened just a while ago. She's getting some assistance.
Yes, and the physio now making his way out to see what can be done. So,
meantime, I believe there's been a substitution for.
Yes, Rebecca Jackson has come on.
Right, wearing the number 36
and
shirt.
Off goes the number 39, and that was Fergus. Michaela Fergus. So, Peters would now be ushered to the sideline. She's limping away. So we'll wait to see if there would be a substitution. But it's going to be a corner for the Predators. So she's on the far side, getting some assistance. So Largo Height down to 10 men. Corner comes in. There is Brody, who knocks it out, but only to find Predators still with it.
Taylor board.
And it chips it across. Finds Erika Hooper. Her first touch was not the best. And it comes out. Predators still with it. Alexander in a tussle with and losing it there now to Delplesh. Good ball. Here is Wilson with some pace going down on the left. But she has the defender to contend with. And good piece of work there by
Douglas. That's good work there by Douglas. She was being teased by Wilson, but as we say, she didn't take the bait, kept her eyes on the ball, and just simply, knocked it out of that throw-in.
So it's going to be a throw-in for Largo Height. Seems as if Jackson with a throw-in, ball back to Jackson, still with it, skips around, has two defenders, still with it, and it goes out of touch. It's going to be a throw-in for the Predators. Providence quickly taken through. Finds Clark, chips it downfield. The race is off. Erika Hooper has a run. Looking to get around number 41. Still with number 41. She spins. He's sticking with her.
That's Brody.
Finds Tia. And she's been pulled down in the end by Leeward. Infringement call on Predators. So it's going to be a free kick for Largo Height. But certainly she's stuck with it, and I think the frustration there for Leeward. And you can see Altika Ben just signaling to her players to go forward. Now she boots it long downfield. Finds her player, Delplesh with it. To Wilson. Wilson goes down the left. Cross comes in off the defender. But Wilson regains it. And in the end, Predators has cleared that. Fleury chips it downfield. Hooper with a run. Altika Ben comes off a line and boots it away. Good piece of work and good anticipation. And cleared it for Largo Height when Hooper was coming through like an express train.
There's just something about goalkeeper James. She just seems so casual in her approach.
So there's Wilson on the far side. Has Providence, gets around. Shot comes in. But now it's Leeward. And Predators still looking to come forward. There's the big figure of Isles.
And Hooper.
Shadowing Hooper, not allowing Hooper to get away. Goes back in defense. And it's been knocked out of touch. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Predators. So
Brody is
Brody
down
is down. CC favoring that right leg. And some attention is being sought. So here comes the physio.
Netta Brody. Of course, there's another Brody.
Kiana.
And Rian Brody.
Rian Brody. Contrasting sizes.
Definitely.
And you can see her rubbing the back of the right leg. So physio would now try to give some assistance. Okay, held up momentarily. It's still 0-0. And she now gets to her feet, jogs away to the far side, to the sideline.
We didn't mention the fact that Shania Peters is back in for Largo Heights.
Yes, Shania, she has recovered. And this is a throw-in for Predators, headed out of touch, headed away, but here is Largo Heights chipping it down. This would go out of touch. Yes, it is. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Predators.
Rose doing well here. Too many green shirts to get around. But it's still with Largo Heights, number 30, with a shot. And James, that casual way she goes about things, but kept it under control. And Brody's back in, as in Clonetta.
And now it's being booted downfield. Providence on the far side. Control. She comes out and into the Jackson for Largo Heights. Finds Wilson. The cross comes in. Has Delplesh there. Alexander with it. Alexander sticking with Delplesh. Gives it back to Wilson. But now Predators would come away with the ever-present Wilson not giving up. Like a thorn in the flesh.
That's lovely. That's lovely football there from Wilson.
And in the end, ball easily tapped back to James, who boots it out. Finds
Providence.
And again, there it is, and it's still in the Predators' half. Finally, it is cleared. That was onto Jackson, and it's been booted out of touch.
I believe that play over there is Providence, IKEA Providence, wearing the number 32 shirt for
Largo Heights.
For Largo Heights.
Yes, IKEA Providence. Yes, yes. Jackson is the number 36. So, Predators loses that team shot on goal.
No, that's Jackson taking the shot.
That's Jackson taking the shot. And James collects easily. And she boots it upfield on the bounce. There is Isles heading it back upfield. Finds North Leeward Predator. Jackson had a boot on it, but it's still in there. Whistler going against Largo Heights. And there's Alexander. Boots it upfield. And there is number 18, gets around one. Still has two. Isles, no nonsense there. Boots it out of touch. So it's going to be a throw-in. Some big legs. And that had a bit of power on it.
Without a doubt, Isles certainly in a no-nonsense mood and getting that out of harm's way as quickly as possible.
Arika Hooper goes across, finds Alexander, but robbed there by Delplesh. Finds Rose, and the offside flag is up, and it's going to be a free kick for North Leeward Predators. Still 0-0 in the 74th minute.
One thing I'm noticing about the Largo Heights team, they keep him back a little too much, because there was Rose all alone with just Wilson to her left for assistance. And maybe just taking that precaution, certainly not to, give too much space to the Predators in defense. But meantime, Isles is down, and I don't think the referee's aware of it. And now, and I think George should knock it out of touch. He should really knock it out. Yes, and well, the referee now realizing that Isles is down, and she seems to be in a fair amount of pain. Isles. But that's another thing that I think needs to be inculcated into our players, because there we saw George fully aware that Isles was on the ground, and the best thing to do is just to knock it out. You will get the return ball when play resumes.
So she's back, doing a bit of stretching.
She looks all right. Tough cookie there, Isles. As she just adjusts herself and getting ready to go once again.
So she's been asked to go to the sideline.
Of course, with a bandaged right knee, Isles. But she's had a good game in defense tonight.
And she has really been
for Largo High.
One of the outstanding players for Largo High. Peters chips it down, looking for Wilson. The diminutive Wilson is there, gets it. Good ball. This is Rose with a shot on goal. But James, tame shot. No problem. Just covering some grounds to her left. And collects and boots it downfield, looking for Arika Hooper. Hooper still with it. Nice ball to George. George gets the wrong one. No, let's see. But there is Jackson, for all her worth. Gets back. Rubs her, chips it across. And it's still with Largo High. There is Delplesh coming away with it. We see Rose still down. But cut out there by the Predators. And as Douglas for Predators.
Well, there's a Rose down. And being held back up. She's limping on that right foot of hers. It's been a game certainly where the players have been tested here tonight with regards to their fitness.
Certainly. And they have been tested. And so coaching staff would have quite a bit of work to do in terms of fitness.
Yes, hopping off there is Rose.
So it's Alexander. Boots it downfield for the Predators. There was Broody knocking it back up field. Finds Delplesh. And Delplesh gets the wrong one. Gets wrong two. Will she get a shot in? But blocked by the defense for the Predators. And Predators will still come away with it. Nice ball in the center. Looking for Hooper. But cut out there by Isles. Gives it to Peters. Peters looking for Wilson. That little dynamo on the far side. And she gets the wrong one. Comes back into play it for Peters. Peters with a shot. Tame shot. And James has no difficulty whatsoever collecting.
I still continue to make the point that Wilson has been doing a lot of work on the left flank, but I don't have a situation where the rest of the Largo High team is a little winded, but they're not coming up in numbers to give us support in that 18-yard box, Charlo.
Definitely. And we see Broody there just pulling that player back. So a free kick awarded to the Largo Height.
So Broody has to be careful.
Leeward Predators.
Yeah, Broody has to Coletta Broody. She has to be careful. She's on a yellow card, and almost a similar incident where she was tugging and pulling Arika Hooper. This time not as bad as it was initially, but as I said, has to be careful.
Alexander with a free kick comes in, and there and not collecting, and there was Hooper coming through and not getting it. Down goes the player.
Looks like if it's Broody who's down in a heap as we look at this replay. And first error there by Altika Ben for the night, dropping the ball. Hooper was there lurking in and couldn't get it in. But let's now see what's happening there. Looks as if it's Broody who's down, and she's...
Yeah, it looks like Broody.
She's really seems to be in a fair amount of pain. There's a lot of movement that is taking place there with her legs. And let's to hope it's not anything
A lot of
too
attention
serious.
being given out there, lots of attention.
So still 0-0 as we are into the 80th minute in this one here tonight at the Victoria Park. A keenly contested game. Both teams, of course, matching each other, both in defense and attack. And it's really and truly been an absorbing one here tonight, as attention still being given to Glenetta Broody, player on the turf for Largo Heights. And I've made the point here, you know, that their Largo Heights team has certainly shown that they have the mettle, and there are some teams, if they don't improve their game, might very well be in for thumping.
Yes, when one looks at the quality of play from the Largo High team, if you're not up to your game, you can really be steamrolled and rolled over.
Certainly.
Easily. Because they do have some quality players. You look at Peters, you look at Wilson.
There's Rose up front.
There's Rose, you have Delplesh. They certainly have some very good players, and the defense looks very, very strong indeed.
Well, I believe Broody's now on the stretcher. She's quite bulky.
Yes.
So it'll take a
They would have
bit
to
of
do
effort.
some lifting.
Yes.
Winners over Korea United, 4 goals to 3. In the second encounter, Chelsea.
And now being lifted up, Broody.
And normally it's 4 persons carrying the stretcher, but this time you have about 5 or 6.
Well, they're taking absolutely no chances there with her.
5 of them carrying the stretcher. It certainly would have been a big ask for the 4.
Glenetta Broody. And she's had a good game, Broody.
Yes, she has had a very good game. One can say for the Largo High team.
So that's Broody being taken out. And I believe there's going to be an immediate substitution for Largo Heights. Seeing a player wearing the number 45 shirt. Appears as if she's going to come in. So it looks as if Broody is going to be immediately substituted. Dija Stowe wearing the number 45 shirt. And, well, referee's asking that the game get going. And that's Wilson getting the boot in now, leaving it there for Delplesh. Delplesh skips past 1, 2, 3, has choice still with her, gets past a third. Could she get around the 4th? No, it didn't happen there. But showing her worth there was Delplesh. As now we have not Leeward trying to break there on the right side. Ball cut out by, that's Broody. And battling for possession, there's Broody. Whistle going. And it's against Rhea Broody of Largo Heights. We see there's going to be a triple substitution for
the Predators.
For the Predators.
5, 6, 20, 18, 31, and 9.
So Carter comes out. Providence comes out, as in Kizian Providence. She's having a bit of a limp. And I'll wait to see who the 3rd player is coming out for the North Leeward Predators.
Well,
but
unfortunately, we don't have a 5 and number 6 on our card in terms of their names.
Well, number 20 is Zafia Lett. We try to sort out the 2 new players who came in there, the number 5 and 6. But here's Jackson for Largo Heights. Ball knocked forward there by Shania Peters, but could only find Alexander. And gets the return ball, Alexander. There's Hooper. But Peters gets there first, knocking it upfield. And it's forced back in defense as IKEA Providence. So it's a bit of backward and forward taking place here. Not much construction at this point in time. But Rose turned into Douglas. But nonetheless, a new player who just came in there for Largo Height got possession. And in the end, they're still with it in the middle. Richards battling with it. Ball now into the path of Delplesh. Whistle going. And it is against
Largo Height.
Largo Height. I didn't see a foul, but we're not the ones with the whistle.
Referees, he's in charge.
So free kick there by Alexander, looking for Rika Hooper, but there's the ever-present Isles, one of the players who've had a good game tonight also.
Took a bit of pounding as well.
Yes, and there you see good work by, and here's Delplesh with a
And
possible
look at
opportunity.
James. Look at James.
She's just so casual. it's just unbelievable. Didn't seem to alarm.
Good piece of work there by Wilson, but she was unsure as to where that one went.
Ball knocked forward now, and robbed a bit there by Shoy. Whistle going, and it's against the
Largo
High team.
Looks like Delplesh.
So Shoy once again, that's Alexander, sorry, to take the free kick. Floated forward, but Altika Ben is off a line very quickly. And Hooper losing that race. Knocked upfield, looking there for Wilson. And new player who came in couldn't get a boot on. But Largo Height still with possession there on the left side. And in the end, Douglas working it out of touch. And throwing the result.
Douglas sticking there with that player and not allowing her to go forward.
We're going to be having another substitution, this time for Largo Height. Wearing number 34 shirt is Rhea Thompson. And coming out, it looks as if Rose is coming out.
Rose, the 37.
So Rose being pulled out and Thompson comes in as her replacement. Meantime, IKEA Providence to take the throw for Largo Height. Looking there for Wilson, I believe it's off the boot of Stowe. And the goal kick will result for North Leeward Predators. And of course, that's the new player in Rhea Thompson. James leaves it there for Alexander. Not the best of goal kicks. And picked up now and the whistle going. And the referee is going to be having a chat with both players, Shaw and Jackson. Takes a look at his watch. According to our clock, is about just over 2 minutes remaining. So free kick to the North Leeward Predators. Alexander floats it into the middle, was looking there for Rika Hooper, but ball comes back there to Delpech, skips past the player who brings her down in Alexander.
See referee hands going to the pocket.
Yeah, she'll be a little lucky if she gets away with this one. And Delpech remains on the turf. Meantime, the referee just has a word with Alexander. And I think she's quite fortunate, Charlo.
Well, yeah, I thought the hand was going to the pocket, but it seemed as if he had a change of heart. And had a word there with Alexander. So it's going to be a free kick to Largo Height.
Yes, Delpech still getting some attention there from the physio. The referee is in close attendance, just observing, and we're going to be having some serious extra time. And now he's asking for the stretcher. as they now come in. It's going to be like the 4th or 5th time we're having the stretcher coming in.
It looks like we're going to have 4 minutes of extra time.
Well, he's not even taking into consideration what's happening now. And that's a new thing that IFAB is looking at, where it has been said that a lot of time is being lost. And what you find is that the officials, they just do a rough estimate as opposed to applying the actual time that you're not having any play. And there is that quest to apply the time.
The time.
So you waste the time, sorry.
You get it back.
Exactly. All right. And maybe we'll have more better, tighter games being played when such a rule is being implemented. IKEA Providence is lining up behind this one as Del Plush is being stretched off. This the dying moments of this encounter. It's 0-0. It's been an enthralling one thus far. And let's see what Providence can do with it. Gets the laces into it. And in the end, it's, well, there you go. That casual approach again. Giving up a corner kick.
Unnecessarily, totally unnecessarily, and totally unaccepted.
So 4 minutes extra time being shown by the assistant, by the photo official, sorry. And Jackson is going to take the corner kick. Ball comes in. There was, looks like Richards couldn't get there, and the bounce sort of was against her. Carter in the back went out for a goal kick. And taken there by James, finds Douglas. There's Wilson going down in a heap. Whistle going, and it's against Wilson.
Wait, so that giving up, she's down but not out.
Well, it's floated out to the right side there. As here's Tia Laborde for the Predators. With some space there on the right side now. Still Laborde. Cross comes in, but it's an easy one there for goalkeeper Altika Ben. Absolutely no problem. And she knocks it upfield. Could only find Alexander. Maybe was looking there for Providence. Alexander still with it. As 1, 2, 3, 4 red shirts in, and player goes down for Largo Heights. The referee's now asking for the physio to come in. Meantime, it looks as if there's going to be another substitution for Largo Heights, number 40.
And you note that all the players carry big numbers for Largo Heights.
Yes. Khadija Haynes. Replacing Delplesh, who's injured.
Yes. Ariel Delplesh.
Yes, quite unfortunate for Delplesh. She was having a pretty good game, and she's certainly showing her skills. At one situation, she got past, I believe, 4 of the Predators as players with her deft touches. But there's a free kick for the Predators. Simonique Laborde to take it. As a matter of fact,
he's leaving it for
Alexander.
Alexander just scoping out things to see where she's going to place that.
Comes in now, and well taken there by Altika Ben.
She read it well, covered the angle, and now she boots it downfield.
So looks as if this one is going to end up in a draw, Charlo, unless some sort of magic happens in the remaining minute that there is. And I believe Ben would have picked that one up just outside the 18-yard box. Or is it a case where a foul?
I think there was a foul somewhere in there. It seems to be against Isles.
Oh, okay. So Alexander, in the space of a minute, has the opportunity for yet another free kick for the Predators. 2-man wall being put in place.
On behalf of the SVGF,
Floated in now, and there's Isles ever present. Comes back out there. We're still going, that's the 45.
That's it. So at the end of full time, it's Largo Heights 0, Predators, not Leeward Predators 0, and a really hard-fought game. Both teams showing some talent, showing some class, but in the end, no one break the deadlock, and it's a draw. But certainly one would be impressed with the quality of play seen from both teams, particularly Largo Heights for the very first time. Some very good players. We saw Peters in defense, so too was Broody and Isles up front. There was Wilson, there was Rose, Delplesh, and certainly really gave a good account of themselves. And for the Predators, you had Arika Hooper, Taylor Board, Alexander, and Shoy, Kizzy and Providence, all who gave a good account of themselves. But unfortunately, it's a drawn game. But one certainly must say, well done to both Largo Heights and North Leeward Predators for the quality of the game we have seen this evening. A 0-0 encounter. Tomorrow we go back to the male version of the Premier Division, and so there were 2 games on the card for tomorrow, where you're going to have, and on Sunday, first game tomorrow would be Besco Pastures. They would take on Leeward FC. And in the second game of the night, it would be Sign Hill against Avenues. So that would be the lineup for tomorrow. And Anthony Denny is downstairs looking to have a word with a few of the players. And in a short while, we are going to have Anthony Denny. I think he has Arika Hooper with him, and also is going to have Isles as well as Wilson.
All right, well, I'm here. Yes, first of all, young Wilson from the Largo Heights team. A draw here tonight. So what do you feel about your performance nonetheless?
It was not that impressive, like how I want it to be. Impressive.
Not as impressive as you wanted to be?
No.
What do you thought about the opposition, though? The North Leeward Predators.
It was alright.
All right, Arika Hooper, you had a slight injury, but you were able to soldier on. Your thoughts on your team performance tonight?
I feel that we could have done better because we have most of us as national players. I feel that our game should have been more up level. Yeah.
And you certainly, this has been your second game of the tournament thus far. The Largo Heights team certainly came at you tonight. Going forward, what can we expect from the Predators?
We expect we will improve on our games, like go forward more, take more shots and goal. Yeah.
Well, all the best, and looking forward to more football from you ladies in the tournament. So with that, this is where we wrap it up, of course, here tonight. North Leeward Predators versus the team from Largo Heights, drawing 0-0. But as I said, it's where we wrap it up, and tomorrow we come back with more football right here on VC3, Channel 114.